Let me tell you a story.
Welcome to My Skeptical Sister.
I'm Meghann, the skeptical one.
I'm Erin, the believer.
And here we are.
We've been here for about 43 minutes while Meghann gave me all the gossip in her life.
Listen, sometimes you got a lot of tea to spill, and I
That's
had
right.
some.
You had some good tea that was not recordable.
No, it was not. Ooh, we'll leave you all out there like, damn, I wish I could be the inside. Patreons, maybe. Maybe that'll be a perk someday. That would have to be like top tier, and we'd have to be very selective.
Oh, yeah. It'd have to be like, I don't know, like $50 a month.
Oh, at least. And it would be, and it might not always be as juicy as.
Right. I feel like this is the juiciest it's ever been. And the next month they'd be like, wow, okay,
I know.
what am I paying for?
1 month, it's going to be amazing. And then the rest of the time, it's going to be like recipes.
Oh, so exciting.
I know. So exciting.
Oh, boy. How's it going? It's 10:12. It's kind of late.
Crap, we did just talk for a long time. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. I was riveted.
Oh, okay.
Now that we're sitting here, I'm like, oh, it just hit that I'm a little sleepy.
Oh, no. I know. Now I'm like, oh, I'm all talked out. Shit, this is a podcast. Let's think of something to talk about.
It's fine. I'm sure we'll be good. I have spent the best $33 I've ever spent in my entire life.
On what?
I've never liked a tool so much.
Oh, gosh. Where's this going? Is this in your nightstand?
No, it's not. It's an actual tool.
Oh, okay.
It is a cardboard electric cutter.
Ooh, I bet that is fun. Satisfying, isn't it?
My gosh. I have to cut 30. No, that's just kidding. I have to cut 76 little tiny looms.
Mm-mm.
And I want to cut them out of cardboard because in order to get the yarn off, I'm just going to like break the loom.
Oh, yeah.
So I couldn't just use one of my reusable ones.
Okay.
So I was like, if you've ever tried to cut cardboard with scissors, it dulls your scissors, it breaks your hand.
Oh, God.
So
This is like top tier information right here.
I know.
This is like what you might find in the monthly
this
top
is the
tier $50
quality.
The review of.
It is so nice, Meghann. I just cut 70. I didn't get all to my 76, but I got 71 and then I ran out of cardboard. Little triangle or rectangles cut out.
Yeah.
So smooth.
Nice.
So beautiful. In under an hour.
Girl.
Kevin was like, are you bringing this to school or are you going to leave it here? And I was like, well.
I might need one for both.
Oh, tell you what. It is so nice. Doesn't even plug in. Just, it is so nice.
That just sounds fun. Just sounds like SM, what's that? SMR?
SMR.
ASMR. ASMR, but it's like you physically can do it.
Yeah.
Satisfying.
Yeah. So that's really fun. So if you just like get a lot of cardboard boxes.
Just for fun.
$33. That's not bad.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
I can't believe I've gone this long without having one.
It's kind of like power washing. Man,
yeah.
I love to power wash.
Oh, I like to power wash too.
Mm-hmm. That sure is. That is fun.
Yeah.
When you're in your 40s.
My students really get jealous when I use my little clay tool that's like a like the metal
string.
Rope that you just they're like, wow. I'm like, I know.
Yeah, it's cool.
Pretty
Wait until they see that cardboard cutter.
That's right.
Coolest teacher in town.
I know. We made clay origami with my gifted and talented 5th graders today.
Well, damn, girl, you're just killing it. Oh, by the way, Erin's an art teacher, if you hadn't gathered that yet.
Yeah.
If you're a new listener.
I've said that before.
Well, I mean, if you're like a brand new listener, because I feel like after tonight we might have some.
Ooh, okay, great.
Yeah, I'll tell you why in a minute. But if you're a new listener, Erin is an art teacher and apparently a very savvy one with all of the crazy tools.
Yeah, it's true. So that was really fun. They were very excited. We made little paper cranes and then I was like, now we're going to do it in clay. And they're like, oh my gosh.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's
You're
cool.
awesome.
That's fun.
I wish I had an art teacher like you.
That's so nice. I did have an art teacher like me, Miss Ford.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, Miss Ford was my elementary art teacher, which I don't know if she was yours because our sister and I were talking never mind. I don't know if she was yours.
Okay.
I think she might have come after you. But I loved her.
How could she have come? I'm the middle. So if
she didn't.
Oh, I thought you were saying our sister had her.
No.
And then you had her, but I didn't have her. I'm like,
No.
what'd she do? Go on like hiatus?
She's like, oh, I hear that middle one's a lot.
Well, she probably did hear that. Have I ever told that story?
Oh, I don't think you have.
Lord.
Yeah, you should tell that kindergarten story.
Oh, it just seems really
hilarious.
Ridiculous. Well, just all of a sudden seems very me.
Girl, we have a podcast. What do you think this is all about? We sit together for an hour every week and
That's
just
so
talk
true.
about ourselves.
It's just like, that was just funny for it to spark a story about myself. You know what I mean? Like it would have been one thing if like it had sparked you to go like, oh, we should tell that story about when
do you want us to fake it?
Yeah, please.
You should tell that story about when you were in kindergarten.
Oh my gosh. Do you really think I should?
I think you should,
Oh, I
girl.
don't know if I can. That was way better. Okay.
So natural.
Oh, so organic is the word.
So
organic.
Glory nor Cleo.
Oh shit. Okay. So when I was in kindergarten, first of all, I struggled quite a bit in school. It was
Started early.
I started very early, struggling in lots of. I just fight the man any chance you can.
Mm-hmm.
And I started really young and did not like school. Did not like to read. Hated my ABCs. All of the things. I was not there for it. I was a little feral. I had, if you can imagine, a rat's nest in the back of my head that I would not let our mother brush. I was totally okay with being that kid.
That is totally the middle kid because that's what Nora had too.
Yeah, I didn't care. I'm like, leave me the fuck alone and let me go to school. I don't care if kids want to make fun of me. I'll kick their asses. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
So here I am. I'm not very likable. I'm 5 years old and I probably had the zoomies a lot. I think I was running around that kindergarten room. In other words, my kindergarten teacher hated me. And when I say hated, it was not a perception thing. The woman hated me. She was also, bless her heart, like 8 months pregnant. So
I don't think I knew that part.
Oh yeah, big pregnant. Like poor woman, could not even really get around the room. And here I am just running amok. And so looking back on it, she had every reason to hate me, especially after I tell you what I'm about to tell you.
She didn't have every right. You should not hate a fifth grader.
I
mean, a 5-year-old.
Yeah,
I meant a 5-year-old.
I wasn't even fifth grade. I was 5.
I meant 5.
Yeah,
you can kind of hate a fifth grader. You cannot hate a 5-year-old.
True, that is true. But even at 5, I was kind of like the Tasmanian devil. I mean, I was just all over the place and looking for trouble. Like I had that glimmer in my eye, like let's fuck some shit up today. So she was not there for that. Like she was there to teach. So we just butted heads a lot. We didn't see eye to eye on a lot of things, and I got letters home. I mean, full page letters home about my behavior when I was 5. So anyway, one day I was standing in line waiting for the bus, had my little backpack on, ready to go. I'm sure I was not standing in line, but I was ready to go, probably running around the room, and I had to go to the bathroom. And we had a bathroom in our classroom. I could see the toilet from where I was. So I raised my hand and I'm like, can I go to the bathroom before we go on this bus? Because I knew.
How can they not let you go before the bus?
No, I saw the glimmer in her eye in that moment, which was like, this is my chance to get you back. Like I saw the look in her eye of like, I could totally let you go, but I'm not going to let you go. Like it was her moment of now I finally have power back over you.
Ridiculous.
So she thought. Because I don't know what went through my little mind at 5 years old, but I looked over and first of all, I was pissed. I was furious that she would not let me go to the bathroom. The audacity that
Truly, though, you're getting on the bus.
I know, but also, did I really have to go that bad? I don't know. I probably impulse. I see the toilet. I'm like, oh, I could do that real quick while I'm trying to waste time. Who knows? I don't remember. But anyway, I remember her looking at me and it was like a Wild Wild West, like just, you could see like the tumbleweeds and the music started going and it was like, yes, her versus me. And she's like, you will not go to that bathroom. And I was like, you're right. I won't go into that toilet, but instead I'll go over to your desk and I'll climb up on your chair.
That's crazy, Meghann.
This is next level crazy. And I'll put my hands on my hips and I'm going to look you right back dead in the eye. And it was like I remember looking at me like, you won't. And I was like, the fuck I will. And I pissed all over
So
her teacher chair, just all over it. Just eye to eye.
Fabric.
Direct eye contact the whole time I did it. Like, Yeah, I did not get on the school bus that day.
Such a weird move.
Such a weird move. Such a weird move for a 5-year-old to do. But you know what? Now I work with them and I'm like, it really isn't that weird. Kids do the weirdest.
It's pretty weird. I work with them too.
All
and I'm
the
like,
time.
no, I don't know what I would do.
It was weird for the 80s. Like now I feel like it's a little bit more normal. It's a little bit more, you'll see some like really openly defiant behavior like that now. I was just ahead of my time. I
There
was
you
like,
go.
mm-mm.
You've always
So,
been,
yeah.
what is it? Influencer.
Oh, yeah. Well, I hope I didn't influence anybody to do that. I think I've had a lot of karma in my life. I have now, it comes full circle. So whenever a kid does something, I've had many kids pee in the pack room. Like I've had many kids that are like, oh, fuck you. I'm going to make myself vomit. I'm like, oh, damn it. But then I'm like, touche. I see you, and I'm not going to raise you, but I'm going to say
is proud.
part of me is impressed. Yeah.
The best part of that story, though, is Mom's reaction. Tell that part.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, because, Mom was a teacher. So Mom always sided with the teachers.
Yeah.
But she had it with this woman because her 5-year-old is and she had taught preschool.
Yeah.
So she had some feral little ones that she had to deal with too. And she lived with me. So she knew how feral I was, but she still loved me. So she was getting 5-page letters from this kindergarten teacher about how horrible I was. And she's probably reading them like, this tracks. Yep. This is right. I get it. But anyway, in this day, she goes, I am ready. It was like that scene from Forrest Gump when he's sitting outside of the principal's office. Like I'm sitting right there like, oh, I really, with my wet little pants. And I'm like, here we go. And so I had to sit out there and wait for Mom to come
Wait
up.
a minute. Doesn't she have sex with the principal in that?
Not in that scene. Later
Forrest
on.
Gump.
Later on at home. She invites the principal over during that scene.
That didn't happen with Mom, I don't think.
No. Mom was a little wild, but no.
I mean, it hasn't been confirmed, but I would be surprised.
And she's not here to deny, so we don't know. No, absolutely not. That did not happen. I meant like the look of the scene where little poor Forrest is sitting outside of the principal, like all by himself, just kind of listening to them yell back and forth. That is what it was like.
Yeah.
So I could hear Mom in there, and the whole time I am thinking like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get the biggest spanking of my life for this, whatever.
Yep.
And then I hear Mom say, well, my question, Miss Blank, we won't say her name on here. God love her. Bless that woman's heart. Why? Yes, really. Like I was horrible, Erin. I was horrible. I peed on the woman's chair. Like
That's pretty bad.
That's pretty bad. That is pretty bad. Like I could have just stood there and peed and been like, well, you explain to my mom why.
Yeah.
But no, I went to her chair.
I went for the fabric.
I went for her fabric chair. Like, every time you sit in this, you're going to think of me. So anyway, but I hear Mom say, well, I have a question for you after they've been like yelling at Mom for a long time. Why wouldn't you let her go to the bathroom? And the woman just kind of stood there like, well, they had to get on the bus. And then attention was all on her. Like, why wouldn't you? Yeah. Like all of a sudden everybody's like, oh yeah, that was an atrocious thing she did. And it was all about me, all about me. Mom listened to all of it. She took it all in. Mm-hmm. And that was all she had to say. And she was like, well, when you figure that question out, you call me. And she was like, we're going. And they never let Mom sub in Liberty again. That was part of it. They were like, you're not allowed to come back here again. Not me. I'm the one that peed in the chair. But they wouldn't let Mom because she was so, I think she had other really big choice words for Miss Blank.
Yeah, I bet she did.
And she was no longer invited to come sub.
Just imagine how excited Miss Blank was when I got assigned to her 4 years later.
Gosh, could you imagine? And she loved you, didn't she?
Not at first.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
No, she did not like me. I don't know if she ever liked me.
Yeah.
But she did have.
She's like, oh, but you're different than your sister.
She had the most beautiful student teacher.
Oh.
Like I can still remember. She was like blonde and young and lovely. And I loved her. Oh. So my kindergarten was okay, even though I had her. Because she was still rotten.
Did she still have that like real curly?
So curly.
Real curly permed?
Yes.
Like to the
like
head?
A spring.
Yeah, man. Maybe
like
that's
Irma.
She was just so like, what's the word? Tightly wound. She was tightly wound in so many ways.
Every morning she stuck her finger in a socket.
She did something to get that hair, I'll tell you right now. But she one time wrote home a letter about me because I stuck up the middle finger. And this whole thing about your daughter stuck up the middle finger and blah, 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 blah. And so Mom's like, well, Meghann, do you know what that means? And I'm like, yes, it's in a song. And she's like, oh God, what song? And I start singing, where is Thumpkin? Where is Thumpkin? I guess I stuck it up like way too far. Where is middle? Where is middle? And so when she called Miss, she said, what was she doing when she stuck up?
You just said her name.
Oh, shit. When she called Miss Blank, she said,
she's dead now. Come on.
Oh, surely she's not. Jeez, maybe a grandmother, but not dead.
Karma.
Holy shit. That was harsh, Erin. That was so harsh.
She was old when I was in kindergarten.
It was harsh to me. She couldn't have been that old. She was pregnant. Good
Felt
grief.
old.
4 years before you came along, she was pregnant. Anyway, the
Sorry.
whole point is she wrote home about me sticking the middle finger.
Ridiculous.
She was the one that taught me to do it.
That is ridiculous. Yeah. She taught you. And then you were just exercising your knowledge.
I was like, look, I'll go outside of the box and do things that you didn't teach me to do. How's that?
You want to hear about a really weird thing that happened, not from one of my students, but in a school setting?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Okay. This is one of the weirdest things that I've ever witnessed.
I love weird things.
I was picking up Nora the other day,
Okay.
and I picked Nora up so I don't have to go to that horrible line.
Yeah.
I just pick them up in front of, like, down the road.
Sure.
And they just
Down
walk
a
there.
Dark alley.
A ton of people do it. We all park there. Our kids walk to
We
our cars.
all don't follow the rules. So it
That's
makes
right.
it fine.
I know. I even told because I was like, oh, I cheat. And she's like, we want you to cheat. We can't tell you we want you to cheat. So in fact, bleep her name
Nice,
when I
nice.
said that. But she's like, no, it's fine. We know you cheat. We're okay with it. That car rider line's horrible.
Yeah.
So anyways, I was parked on the side of the road,
Uh-huh.
like near the sidewalk. And Nora opened the door. It was a beautiful day. So the windows were down. And as soon as they got in the car, I look over in Nora's direction and I see feet because somebody
What?
has leapt through my window.
What? Hold on, Erin.
Yeah. You heard me.
Your driver's
No.
side window?
No, the passenger side window because Nora opened the door to get in, windows down,
Okay.
gets in, and all of a sudden someone leaps through and I just catch the feet happening.
What the fuck? I can't even picture this.
And then he like rolls and goes, oh man, I didn't see that. And then kept walking. And I was like, did he really just fall through our window?
Okay, hold on. I think I'm getting it now because I'm like, how is this even possible?
I still don't know how it's possible. And I was there.
Okay, but he didn't roll into your van.
No, he rolled through the van window onto the sidewalk.
Through the van window?
Yes.
Shut your mouth because the door was open.
The door was open, window down. He leapt through the window. This is what I'm saying.
I don't know why that's so funny, but it is.
That is my exact reaction. I was like, did he really just fall through our window?
Oh my gosh.
Nora was like, no, he did that on purpose. I'm like, are you kidding me? That was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I said, do you know him well? No, I don't know him well. He used to ride my bus. I'm like, you don't even know that kid?
I am dying over here. I've got so many questions.
Me too, and they're never going to be answered.
How did he jump that high? I feel like that's
I
a
don't
high
know.
jump.
It was so high. My van is not little. It was so high.
He has to be a good jumper. Oh my gosh, I've got to catch my breath. He's got to be a good jumper. The visual is hilarious. He's got to be a high jumper.
Uh-huh.
He has to know he's a good jumper.
Yeah.
Like you don't just all of a sudden.
Because that could have broken my door.
What if your window had been rolled up?
Well, I think he must have seen that the window was down.
So he did it for shock value.
It was, yes, and it worked. I was so shocked. I've never been more shocked.
So it wasn't at all. I love this kid, by the way.
I do too. Nora thinks he's the most annoying kid in the world. And I'm like, I think
want
he should come over for dinner.
Play date. Yeah, for sure.
I have so many questions.
My gosh.
I laughed the entire way home. Nora was like, I don't know why this is so funny. I'm like, I don't know why you're so chill about this.
Yeah, how do you not think that's the funniest thing?
It was so bizarre.
Did he like do a somersault?
Yes. He
Oh
like
my
leapt
God.
like we were in a pool. He just like whoosh through the window and all I saw were his feet going through the window.
Amazing.
And then rolled and then pretended like it was a stumble.
That's my favorite part. That
I
was
know.
the part that I'm laughing at the hardest because like there's no way he didn't see your car door and that was your reaction.
I know, it was crazy. It was crazy. I'm so glad this is your
That
reaction.
Is my favorite story you've ever told.
I'm so glad. I've been sitting on it. I keep forgetting to tell you.
Gosh.
I put it in my notes because I'm
Oh
like, I've
my
got to talk to
gosh.
somebody about this. It was so weird.
That is the weirdest thing I've ever heard. It would have been so shocking. And at first, the first way when you told it, I thought he just like landed like in your lap. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, no, that would have been really weird.
This way is so much more graceful
I know.
and impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Truly.
Oh my
So
gosh.
weird. And like, really, what if he had bombed that and broken my door?
Or broken his neck
How
or
would we
broken
have
his
moved
feet.
forward with that moment?
It wouldn't have
so
ended like
bold.
this. It would not have ended in laughter.
It's just the boldest move I've ever
So
seen.
bold. I really like this
I
kid.
know. I'm.
You need to ask Mary about this kid.
I know. I told Mary the story.
Oh, did she laugh?
Yeah, but she couldn't figure out who I was talking about. I'm like,
Oh.
I've got to figure it out because
If I were a teacher in their school, I would immediately beeline it to introduce myself to this kid
I know.
and be like,
Wild.
props.
I know. And he wasn't even one of my former students because that would
Yeah,
kinda
that would
make
make a
it more
little more
sense.
sense. But
I've never
total
seen this kid in my
stranger.
life.
Do you think he was trying to get like Nora's attention?
I don't know.
Oh, well, he got mine.
It was
Oh, that's
so
creepy.
cool.
I just mean it. And I don't mean it in that kind of way. I mean it like, that is amazing.
I know. I'm so
Oh.
glad you liked it.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, the visual is going to keep me laughing. I can't wait to go home and tell James that story.
No, you can wait. I'll tell everybody. On
Oh,
Sunday.
yeah, that'll be good. I won't tell him. Oh, man. Too funny, Erin Taylor. That is great.
All right. Well, you want to tell some stories?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. I'm going to read a story from David.
Oh, lucky duck.
We love David.
We sure do. Hi, David.
David's our friend from Aussie.
From Aussie.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Oh, he's going to have something in common.
Oi, oi, oi. You're supposed to finish that.
Oh, I didn't know that was the end of it. I'm not from Australia. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Maybe I made that up. I don't think so.
David, let us know. David will too. I always love how responsive David is. He's like, okay, ladies.
Actually, you got this all wrong. And it's about labias. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, I love it. No, but David looks into things for us. He's
I know.
like, let me
It's
just check this out.
He's like, y'all always reference Stephanie, but I'm here too.
Right. And that is so true, David.
I know.
It's just
Sorry.
the time difference. You're just a little delayed
You're like
sometimes.
ahead of us, actually.
Yeah, true.
He's like, I actually heard it before you recorded it.
maybe that's it. That's why he seems so responsive
Yeah. Yeah. He's like,
on it.
yeah.
Interesting. I've never thought of it that way.
Okay.
Move on.
All right. Here we go. Hello. You may or may not remember, but in one of my previous emails, I mentioned that the house I'm currently living in only had one weird thing happen in it.
Mm-hmm. I do remember that.
As much as I've wanted to have a story to send in since then, it's remained boringly mundane here.
Oh,
That is
Birdie, get on it.
until now.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I've reached that age where it's up to chance whether or not I'll make it through the night without having to get up and pee.
Oh,
I can tell you, I'm there
Yeah.
and it's not, I wake up every night.
Yep, been there for years now.
And I keep waking up at the exact same time.
Mm-hmm.
Like 12:07, I'll wake up. Oh, it's very annoying.
Yep.
That's not something I normally broadcast on the internet, but I feel like anyone who would find that to be TMI probably got chased away by all the labia talk.
Oh, aren't you right? We do love a good labia conversation.
We do. I'm ready for any time.
Anytime.
Anyway, the way that the house is designed, a toilet is in its own separate room. I think you'd call it a water closet. No, we would not call it that. Maybe if we were Canadian, we would call it that.
What would we call a water closet? I was still
It's
thinking
like-
about labia. Sorry.
When the toilet is like in its own little room.
Oh.
And then like
Yeah,
the bathroom
I
is
don't
open.
know that we call it anything.
No, I think we just say
The
the toilet
bathroom,
is there.
just like a
we
part of
say
the
it's
bathroom.
inconvenient if you're a cup wearer. I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah, because the sink isn't right next to you.
Yeah. So let me tell you, that was an awkward conversation with my contractor when he was like, we're going to put the toilet here. And I was like, I actually need it to be here by
Real
a
close
sink.
to that sink.
And he was like, but it makes more sense. And I was like,
To you.
I'd love to not tell the 6-year-old contractor about my period habits, but I'm gonna.
Mhm. Good. You know what? He needs to be schooled because he's a contractor.
That's right. I didn't have to. I just said, I really want it by the toilet. I want the toilet by the
Erin,
sink.
You need to educate people more often.
It's fine. He's going to retire in like 2 years.
Yeah, but and for all those 2 years, all the women he helps, it would be so nice if he's like, well, ma'am, do you need to
Do you wear a cup?
Are you going to be emptying your cup? That'd be the best.
I love that David's like, y'all talked a lot about labias. I'm like, wait a minute. Let me get into real detail about the cup.
Oh, David wrote in, let's talk all about the period cup. Oh, so sorry, David.
You're welcome, gentlemen. Okay, so to enter the toilet, which is situated diagonally across the hall from my parents' room. To enter the toilet, you basically have to step most of the way into the room, turn towards the hallway, and then close the door in front of you because there's not enough space to maneuver otherwise. This makes me feel very claustrophobic.
Yeah, I'm very tight.
Yeah, I hate that. Even in a stall when it's like that. I'm like,
Yeah, it's too
just
much.
open out. Why don't
Right.
they all open out?
I don't know. know.
Ugh, drives me crazy. And I'm like, I've got short little legs. It's not like,
I mean, build things to fit around people.
yes. Since my parents often leave their door at least partially open, I don't turn the light on in the toilet until I'm fully in the closed room. I mention this because it means what follows all happens in the dark before my night sight had been disrupted.
Oh, no.
This particular trip to the toilet happened just after 4 a.m. I stepped into the toilet, turned around to face the hallway, and, for whatever reason, glanced at my parents' door. It was wide open and filled with a darker than dark humanoid shape.
Oh,
Ooh.
David.
As in, while everything around it was limed in the usual low-level light put off by whatever moonlight may have been coming in through the window, and the glow that every piece of technology seems to put off these days, this shape itself was just a human-shaped column of solid black.
Oh, shit.
That is so scary.
It's terrifying.
It didn't have any discerning details to it that I can remember, but I know I thought at the time how weird it was that it was so dark in comparison to everything else around it. I stood for a moment. It's a good thing you're on the toilet.
Yeah, that's
or
true.
in the
Scare
toilet.
Shit
I don't know what you're doing. It's so weird that boys don't sit down every time.
Some of them do.
Some of them do.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's responsible.
We can't just buy. It really is. And it helps everybody. Just come on.
I know. I think real men sit down.
Real men sit when they pee. Unless you don't, David. And in that case, you're a real man too. I don't know where to go from there. Sorry. Real men do what you want.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. Sorry to mansplain your body.
Yeah.
Sorry to womansplain how you should pee. I stood for a moment looking at the shape, confused, but ultimately decided it might be my mom or stepdad standing there. I had to pause for mom because it's so cute every time I see it.
Every time.
Or my stepdad standing there trying to avoid the awkward late night encounter in the hallway.
Oh. Yeah.
So I closed the door, turned on the light, and did what needed doing.
Mm-hmm.
When I left the toilet, the shape was no longer there, so I assumed I must have been right about who it was and just went back to bed. Once I settled back into bed, I realized 2 problems with my theory. 1, my stepdad would have already left for work well before the time I was going to the toilet. And even if he had been leaving late for some reason, he's the kind of man who doesn't know how to tread lightly. If it were him, I would have heard him bashing his way down the hallway while I was in the toilet. 2, my mom often snores when she sleeps, and I realized that I'd heard her snoring from the time I left the room till the time I returned.
Gosh, David.
So it couldn't have been her. I also asked her later in the morning whether it had been her, and she said no. She hadn't randomly been standing in her doorway while I went to the toilet. She'd gone to the kitchen at 3 a.m., but had otherwise been asleep. When I told her what
What'd she eat at 3 a.m.? I'm so curious.
I don't know. A block of cheese.
Yeah, what is your 3 a.m.
slice
snack?
of cheddar.
Just laying here. I'm so cozy, but a little slice of cheddar would be so good.
I've never, ever done that.
I haven't either. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
I've never gotten up in the middle of the night to eat something.
No, I've gotten up in the middle of the night.
Drunk is different. I've gotten home drunk and definitely.
Oh, yeah. Before I go to bed, absolutely.
Sure, absolutely.
I've gotten up to get a
Probably
water.
Did tonight, yeah. Oh, yeah, water.
And I've gotten up to get a Sprite before because if you're like, sometimes that like such dry mouth, you're like, all I want is a Sprite.
Sprite is like, if I know I'm going to go out, then I know that I have to get Sprite for the next day.
Yeah.
I
don't ever drink Sprite until.
Yep. Hangover. Sprite's got to do it.
That
nice
cotton
crisp.
mouth.
Nice crisp Sprite.
Yep.
On a hangover day.
Or if you just have an upset belly. It's good to just have Sprite on hand.
Yeah. Sprite's good. It's going to do it.
When I told her what I'd seen, her response was to say that she didn't care and that she was just glad it hadn't woken her up.
Ugh.
In retrospect, I wish I'd turned on the light or questioned who was there. But that's why they call it hindsight, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not much, but I'll be sure to keep you all updated if anything else happens. Cheers, David. Preferred pronouns, he, him.
Oh, David, I think it's a lot. That is a scary story.
That's super scary. I know what you think it is.
See the physical outline of a person. It wasn't like, that's like their coat hanger or...
Yeah, and standing like in the door frame.
Ooh, that is creepy, but what's to say it wasn't a real person?
Yeah, that's what I knew you were going to say, but they were so quiet.
I mean, people have the ability to stand quietly.
That's true.
I could stand up right now and show you, but I'm not going to.
I bet you couldn't.
Girl, I will before I leave. I will stand at your doorway, real creepy like, and show you how quiet, like a mouse, that I could be.
Yeah, but then to disappear though, like the moving out of the way.
He went to the bathroom and he closed the door.
Yeah, but then when he opened the door, the figure was gone without a noise. So that's why he knows
He's
it wasn't his
got the door
stepdad.
shut. There's a lot of things that could be happening. That part doesn't mean anything to me. He shut the door. That person could sneak quietly down the hallway and out the door. Like, to me, oh, David, I hate to say it, but it sounds like you interrupted like a robbery,
Oh, man.
which is terrifying. Again,
That is terrifying.
way scarier than a ghost.
I
Lock those
also-
doors, double lock them.
I've never had a stepdad, so I wonder if it would change my outlook on this, but I don't think there's ever been a day in my life where I've closed the door in the middle of the night when I peed.
Oh, yeah.
Peeing in the middle of the night, that door's open, wide open.
Wide open. But we also lived in a household where everybody, like, doors were wide open.
Yeah.
I mean, we would just, during the day, you just pee with the door open.
Yeah, I peed with the door open until
Yeah.
until like I had kids and they shamed me.
I
Like they were
know.
like,
You're
"Whoa,
like-
what are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm peeing."
That must be the Canadian side of them, you think?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I guess.
We never did growing up. It was
Sometimes
like,
I'll walk past. I'm like, "Oh, sorry," and they're like, "Why don't you close the door?" I'm like, "Why are you walking over here? Just walk past. Just don't look back here.
Don't walk down that hallway and look past this bathroom.
This is on you." I've gotten better about it, but it's still every once in a while. I'm like, whatever.
It's how we were raised.
It's just pee.
It's just family. We're family. Who cares? I guess I'm like ingraining that in our kids. I'm like, it's family. It's fine. I don't know what that means. It's just because it was taught to me.
Yeah.
And really, it's like, or you just shut the door.
Yeah. Privacy was just like, it just wasn't a thing.
It really wasn't.
And we're fine.
No, now I'm like thinking, I'm like, maybe it should have been. This is like something.
We're overall fine.
We should maybe talk about this in therapy before we really start to unpack it here.
Too late.
Things are about to go real south real fast.
Oh, man, too
Oh
late.
my gosh, that's hilarious. Okay. This episode has been so long and I'm loving it.
It hasn't, because we stopped for 40 minutes while my kids came in to talk to us.
No, but I'm loving every second of it.
David, thank you for your story.
Oh, David, so creepy. Please check your doors, check your alarm system,
Hide your
Make sure
kids,
you-
hide your wife.
and hide your kids, hide your wife. Probably don't know that reference because you live in Australia,
Oh,
but
yeah, that's right.
also make sure to check for spiders.
I wish I could do an Australian accent, and I cannot.
Mm-mm. You can't.
I think they're the hardest.
they definitely are. Wouldn't you love to hear David's voice?
Oh, so much.
David, if you just like record it a little bit for us.
Just a voice memo.
Just a little memo to, and we won't ever play it on air. It'd just be for the two of us. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry, we're not trying to make it creepy, but we really would like to hear your voice. Speaking of accents, are you ready for this one?
Yeah.
Okay, so oh my gosh, I wish I could make like the perfect segue to here, but it's not going to happen. So I'm just going to tell you.
Okay.
So you remember I cast out that net on Weedarinos.
Uh-huh.
Shout out to them again this week. I don't know if it's all them, but our percentages went pretty high up last week.
Yeah.
So we'll take it. Weedarinos, if you're out there listening, spread the word. Tell everybody, because that's a pretty large group. We love everybody come in and listen to us.
Yeah.
So
Listen
one
to
of the
anchovy butter paste.
well, listen to this. So I started out that off by telling them, just like my intro was about anchovy butter paste.
Mm-hmm.
And Rue, not Rue, our editor, this Scottish, beautiful Scottish Rue.
Scottish.
A Scottish, she loves a good Scottish
Theater.
accent. Theater. She's going to say theater about 100 times, Rue. Don't let it scare you off. She is funny.
No, I'm sorry. She laughed when I said theater.
She did, hopefully. Now, the next 20 times you say it might not be as funny as the first one. So let's just talk about Rue.
Okay.
Okay, actually, Rue's name is spelled Ruagan.
Oh.
And when I asked for the pronunciation, they just said, just say Rue. It's
Oh.
easier. And without a Scottish accent, you're not going to do it. So,
Yeah, and Scottish, the whole language is so interesting. Like I had a little, well, I guess I probably can't say her name on air, but one of my students, her
Mhm.
mom was from Scotland,
Mhm.
and her name was so long.
Yeah.
So long. And this was like before I knew that there was like a whole different language.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I said, like her name, her pronunciation was 2 syllables. It was so little.
But the name was so long.
But the name was like 12 letters long.
right.
And I said, well, what's your full name? And she said, it's this. And I'm like, yeah, but then like, what's your full name? And she
Yeah.
was like, it's that. Like she looked at me like, idiot, this is what it is. I was like, oh, finally I realized it's a whole, it's like
Oh, it's a
Gaelic.
whole
Or is
nother-
that
yeah.
Irish?
Shit, I don't know, but you just offended the Scottish.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Jeez,
I'm so
right when we get-
sorry, Rue.
Get this listener in. Okay. So, well, how would you say in your Scottish accent?
No, because it's a whole different language.
Ruagan. I think you could do that. Rugen.
But probably not, because letters mean different
Ah,
things.
Okay, fine. I just like to hear you do your Scottish accent. You'll work it in.
Okay, I'm sure I will.
Okay, but well, you're going to find out in the end of this, so I'm not going to spoil anything yet. Anchovy butter paste, laughing face, is how she responds.
Oh, nice.
When my partner's parents lived with us, I labeled our frozen brownies homemade soap, do not eat.
That's perfect.
Oh, love it. Okay, I grew up in, she does give me pronunciations. Thank you so much, Rue. I grew up in Pennycook near Edinburgh, Scotland.
Edinburgh.
Edinburgh is full of ghosts. I worked at a bar called, okay, hold on. She gives me the pronunciation, Gilly-Doo. Is that not?
Gilly-Doo?
Yes, she works at a bar
I am going to go work at Gilly-Doo for a few hours.
At Gilly-Doo.
Then I'm going to go to the theater. I got to go there so I can afford the theater. So expensive.
I apologize. You got to stop so that I don't know if Rue finds
Do you
this
think
endearing.
It's offensive? I think it's so sweet.
I have no idea, but maybe we should ask Rue first.
I love when people can't do an American accent. I think it's hilarious.
Yes, it is. It is. But I don't know. Let's just hope that the Scottish think it's as funny.
If you're offended, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
You probably won't like most of this podcast.
Yeah, you should probably stop listening after this episode. I worked at a bar called Gilly-Doo, and loads of my colleagues and I saw ghosts and had odd things happen.
Oh my gosh.
My favorite story is my friend Joe's. He had never been to Gilly before, but he applied for a job. The night before the interview, he had a really weird, intense dream about being in a church-style room with a big organ and being crushed by bodies that fell from the ceiling.
Oh my gosh.
That is not funny.
It's horrible.
It's not funny.
Why are you laughing?
I don't know, because it's so morbid.
That's horrible.
It's so shocking.
It is shocking.
I don't know why laughter was my response. I really don't. It just.
I thought you're laughing at me.
We've just been drinking for so long. I've been like we've only actually recorded the normal amount, but we have been talking and drinking for a long time.
We've been talking for forever.
Sorry, Rue. She's like, oh, thank God it's not a trivia night. Oh, thank God. And it's like, oh, sorry. I promise I'll try not to be sloppy. No promises. Okay. Yeah. So bodies are falling from the ceiling, which is not funny.
No.
Freaked him out.
It is a dream, though.
This is a dream. Yes, it is. And for a minute, he went to the interview, which was downstairs at the bar, got the job, and on his first night, he got sent upstairs. The upstairs exactly matched the room from his dream.
Oh,
and remember, he's never been there before.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so creepy. And when he asked about the very old building, he found out that the bodies had been stored in the ceiling during the bubonic plague.
Now I don't know. Now bubonic sounds right.
Now that's like when people say puberty. Like mom used to say puberty.
And then she called Matt Huberty.
Puberty. It makes it sound like such a dirtier word than what it is.
Gosh.
Puberty.
And she insisted that was right.
Puberty.
So weird. Bubonic plague.
Bubonic.
I think it's bubonic.
Okay. Bubonic plague. That just sounds dirty now. Because they ran out of room in the graveyards.
Oh my gosh. They were in the ceiling.
They ran out of rooms in the graveyard. Yeah, like think of the gravity of that.
Don't you feel like they would drip eventually?
Oh, Erin,
I'm sorry, but they
really
right?
would. Wait, and was this always a bar? Like, are we all just like
I don't
chugging
feel like
our beers in a bar?
This
place. It just sounds like not.
I think if I run out of room, I'm not going up.
Sanitary. Now, the bodies have been removed since now that Rue has been working there.
Oh gosh,
let's hope.
Well, due to time, it will be anyways.
Right. But yeah, back then they would put the bodies up high. They would totally drip.
That's so gross.
Ew. Ugh.
Ugh. That's horrible.
Everybody stop thinking about it. That's awful.
Okay.
That is awful. Okay. I was cleaning upstairs one night. Stop going up there.
Yeah.
Everybody. Okay. I was cleaning upstairs one night and saw an old woman at the bar, which is mirrored. So I'm facing the mirrored bar and I see her in the reflection. I turned around and she was gone.
Ooh, that's really creepy.
We spent ages looking for a little girl one night because my friend saw her running between the curtains. We checked CCTV and could see the curtains moving while my friend was in the background looking for the kid, but there was no kid to be found.
Oh my gosh, you're never going to be able to debunk any of these.
Am I not? Okay. And then and then Rue goes on to write, also, when I was a teenager, a girlfriend had all of us go into Edinburgh on a ghost tour of Mary Queen's Close for her 16th. It's a series of underground rooms which they used to force people into at night to keep the streets clear. Oh, is it like, I've seen movies where it's like what show am I trying to think of?
Bring out your dead. That one.
It kind of, no, that's Monty Python, but it was, I think when it's like Frankenstein or something, where like at night they would go, like the main characters would go down into these underground like tunnels.
Yeah.
And they were full of like, it looked like homeless people.
Huh.
And I remember thinking, well, that's weird. They just all live, like they just made tunnels for homeless people to live in, but maybe this is what that was.
Wow.
It's wild. It's a series of underground rooms which they used to force people into to clear the streets.
Why? What was going to happen in the middle of the night?
Maybe they were cleaning the streets.
Maybe that's when they let out the dragons.
Maybe. Used to, as in hundreds of years ago. There was a huge fire. Oh, no. There was a huge fire in the tenement building.
Oh, my gosh.
In the tenement buildings above them, and hundreds of people were essentially cooked alive.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh,
that's horrible.
That is awful. I was holding my friend's hand, and I'm also so glad I did not die of laughter right there. That was the wrong. That would have been the wrong. I mean, bodies in the ceiling was bad enough, but that's horrible. I was holding my friend's hand really tight, and I looked at her at one point and realized she was weirdly far away.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Whose hand are you holding?
I don't know. That is so creepy. I wasn't holding anyone's hand.
Ooh.
She also thought she was holding mine and realized the same thing.
Oh, my gosh. Why would it ever feel like that?
I don't know. That's a UFO.
That is so scary.
Like you have that physical sensation other than, okay, I hear.
No. Come on, it's UFO.
I just hear Stephanie's voice in my head going, come on, Meghann, you can do it. You're terrified. I mean, how could you not be? They're sitting there telling you all of these things.
Yeah, horrible things.
So your adrenaline's pumping.
Okay.
You're so focused. You're pulled into the story. You're pulled into the setting. Everything is so like
physically gave me cold chills right now.
Oh, it is one of the creepiest images I've ever. Like, could you imagine? You think you're like holding on to me, holding tight onto me.
Yeah,
we're so scared.
I can feel it.
So in the moment, and then I turn and look, and you're far away.
It's horrible.
And then do you look down at your hand, and there's nothing there?
That's horrible.
And instantly, does that feeling go away?
Oh.
So have you ever seen? Okay, I'm starting to think about this. Have you ever seen the experiment where they put a fake hand? This is going to sound really weird if you've never seen it, but imagine you've got like your real hand right here.
Okay.
And then they'll put up like a poster board or like a blocker, so you can't see like beyond. You can only see your left hand.
Mm-hmm.
And then they put a fake hand as your right hand right here.
Okay.
So you see a fake hand, and then your real hand is way far over here to the right.
Okay.
Just stick with me.
I'm
I'm going
trying.
to find this somewhere. They'll start doing things to this middle hand, and you will feel it like it's absolutely happening, but nothing's happening. It's happening to the fake hand. They'll poke it with they'll start with needles, and you're like, oh my gosh, I feel that. They'll go all the way to like smashing a finger, and you're like,
and you know it's not actually happening?
You know, you're fully aware that you're seeing that this is a fake hand, and you know that your real hand is right here. So it's like a almost like an optical illusion, but your brain cannot process that is not your hand, because it would normally be your hand right there. But because you put your hand here.
I've absolutely never seen this.
Oh, I'm going to find the video.
I feel like you dreamt it.
Or Stephanie will. Do what?
I feel like you dreamt it.
Everybody prove her wrong. David, why am I relying on Stephanie? You're leap years ahead of her. You've already heard this video. Stephanie is still
9
sleeping.
hours ahead.
Stephanie's still asleep, David. David, if you could please sleuth this for me and find this video and go ahead and have it up on our website. Not our website. That would be way too much to ask of you. On our Facebook page.
I barely know how to edit that thing.
Yeah. Thank you, Bob, by the way.
Thank you.
But on our Facebook page, if you could have that video up there by the time Erin wakes up.
Oh, Lovely.
on Monday morning. That would be so cool.
If it exists, challenge.
It does. Challenge accepted is what I'm going to say. David, I was speaking for you. Sorry. Okay. But that is so creepy. But that's what that makes me think of, is that like it could be some sort of like your brain having this image in your mind of like, I'm so scared, but I'm intending on holding this hand, but I'm so distracted up here.
But wouldn't you still like have to feel for them, and then you would feel their hand?
Yeah, wait until you see this video, because you'll see people like, there's no way I'm going to be able to tell. And then they're reacting like, and they're like almost begging to stop. Like, oh my God, you've got to stop. But they know that that's not really their hand. It's like their brain cannot fathom that that's not actually happening to their brain,
That's
to
weird.
to their hand. It is weird, but it's
And
science,
also,
baby.
even if that's the truth, that is their hand, and their brain is seeing it because that's their hand. But your friend, if I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so scared, I want to grab my friend's hand,
Mm-hmm.
and I wouldn't just reach down and be like, oh, I got it. I would have to be like, I'm feeling their hand.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something there though in what I just described.
Sure.
David, explain it for
Just
me.
make it work for you.
David, you're nine hours ahead. You go ahead and process
I
that
also
for a minute.
made up the number 9. I have no idea how much farther ahead you are.
David's like, it's one.
You could be
1
like
hour.
17 hours. You could be 30 minutes. I have no idea.
Good point. Good point. Oh, yeah. Rue just says, all of the cellars for storing stock are underground. I don't miss trying to grab cases of beer as quickly as possible in the dark, surrounded by spookiness.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, I bet not. And then, of course, I asked Rue, like, by the way, do you still live in Scotland? And then Rue comes back with, I don't. I moved to Australia in 2012 with my partner, who I met working at Gilly.
Oh, my goodness.
So at Gilly Do, is that what it was called?
Gilly Do, yeah.
At Gilly Do. My family does, though. So family's still back in Scotland, hanging out with David now
Yeah.
in Australia with your partner.
How
Y'all
fun.
should just go out on a ghost tour with David sometime.
Yeah. And, that's interesting. Oh, no. She just started listening, didn't she? Because
Yeah, I
was
don't
like,
think she's listened yet.
We've got a couple people who listen in Australia. Maybe she was one of them, but
Oh,
we have other people.
Hey, and we have some people in Scotland.
ah,
Hi, Danny. Hi, Natalie.
yeah, I hope y'all are still listening.
What if they know Rue from back home?
How big is Scotland? We have no idea. Remember how we talked about time?
Yeah, no
Same
idea.
goes for geographical knowledge of Scotland.
Yeah, and
I'm
yeah.
just very good at their accent.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
It's the only thing I've perfected.
there it is. There it is. Again, so sorry, Rue. Oh, my goodness. Okay. But yeah, those were great stories. But that's why
Yeah.
I said, well, maybe we'll get a little surge of stuff, because I plan on totally putting this episode up in that
Facebook page?
thread.
There you go. Look
The
at
cool
you.
kids call it thread. Yeah. I'll put that in the thread, and then hopefully other people will see it and they'll be listening. So shout out to all of you if that's why you're here.
Beautiful. I tried
Mhm.
putting something in Two Girls, One Ghost,
Oh,
and it got
denied.
passed.
Oh,
And then somebody else was like, you can't promote yourself. I was like, I didn't even put our name
Look,
on there.
You mind your business.
And then it got taken down.
oh, good
Come
night. I'm not
So-
promoting. I'm asking
So what I'm
for
saying
stories.
is you all go on and be like, y'all should listen to this one.
Oh yeah, you all can promote us.
That's
kinda-
not self-promoting.
Remember earlier when I felt weird about telling my own story that
Right.
popped in my head?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, same thing. If you guys would like to go on One Girl, Two Ghosts, what is it called?
Two Girls, One Ghost.
Two Girls, One Ghost. And because apparently they're really big.
They're pretty big. Yeah, they're real
Yeah,
big.
Awesome.
They've quit their careers to do this podcasting full time.
Could you imagine?
No,
I don't think I'd want to, but
I truly don't know what we would spend all of our time doing.
no, I wouldn't want
We do
to
this
quit my career.
one night a week, and then we luckily are
We
fortunate
gather
enough to
content.
pay someone to edit it for us.
Yeah, it's enough.
Yeah,
But
the most work I do is gathering content and putting Patreon stuff together.
yeah,
The other stuff is just hanging out with you.
Yeah, we just put all that shit in the retirement fund. That would be nice to have it.
Yeah, sure. Could buy us a pool.
Oh, that's our motivation right there. All right. Well, thank you, Rue. Thank you, David. Oh, wait. Do you want me to debunk anything?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm sorry,
Try.
I forgot I had a job here. Okay. The curtains.
Yeah,
You want me to
Caught
start with that one?
on camera.
Right. When we say curtains, I'm guessing to the ground. Is that what you're picturing?
Yeah, that's what I'm picturing.
I'm wondering, are there any vents underneath those curtains causing any sort of air?
You have to remember that the person also saw a little girl.
Okay. This is a bar, an establishment.
Okay.
There could have been a little girl that she also then saw. And maybe that little girl was like, oh my gosh, I'm not supposed to be in a bar. Shit. Oh, she's a little girl. So maybe she's like, oh, shoot. And so hopefully she doesn't have a foul mouth, but she is that's bias. Is she, do kids in Scotland have foul mouths?
No idea.
I don't know, Rue. In my mind, they do because that would be so stinking cute.
It is so confusing that your name is Rue and our editor's name is Rue. A
Well, does it help you that this Rue spells her name R-O-O?
little bit.
A little bit. I know. You can visualize it now when I'm saying it.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm just saying that would be adorable if little Scottish kids cussed all the time.
I bet they do.
And
No, in my head they do.
And I bet in Scotland, they're in bars.
Yeah.
Like, don't tell me that a little Scotland kid's not going to like sneak in and get a pint. Come on.
Oh, just give me a cup of
pint. A cup of
beer.
That was Sue from England.
So
Sue from England, not Sue from
Cans, Minnesota.
Oh, her and her accents. Okay, but anyway, this little girl could have been darting, could have been trying to play hide and seek, could have been doing something they weren't supposed to do, actually got seen. And then, of course, they're like, they already feel like this is a haunted place to begin with.
Okay.
Also, Rue, I'm so sorry. This is part of my job. Please take it with a grain of salt. I know I pulled you in and now you're like, well, damn, why are you being such a bitch?
She always is. She can't help it.
I really am. I already am. I told you I pissed on my kindergarten teacher's chair. What else do you expect?
I forgot we told that story.
It goes so long ago. Oh, goodness. But anyway, so that's what I think happened there. Mere coincidence.
Sure, fine.
Okay. Again, looking in the mirror, you see a woman behind you. What is to say that woman is not a Patreon in the bar?
Patron.
A patron in the bar.
Well, the fact that when she turned around, she wasn't there.
Okay.
That's what's to stop it.
Okay. Or it could have been like the sight version of exploding head syndrome.
No.
I knew that would piss you off.
Well, you knew right. Because it did. She looked up. She saw an old woman in a mirror.
Yeah.
She looked back like directly. Boom, boom.
Yeah.
Not there.
Yeah, I think it's Inception.
That is
I think
a ghost.
I think it's Inception. I think once you know that this place is haunted, your brain is going to play tricks on you.
Okay, what about the dream? He didn't know it was haunted. He dreamt
Yeah.
the room and bodies,
yeah,
bodies,
that's pretty
bodies.
creepy. That's out of all of this, that is the creepiest to me.
Okay.
No, the hand holding is the creepiest, but I already explained it. But it was still the creepiest. But the bodies in the ceiling and having that premonition. And I never quite know where I land on premonitions.
It's like the reverse of a premonition because it was in the past.
It's like historical. Yeah. Which makes me think that at some point in his life,
Lord. I hate you.
he probably has read up on history. He's read up on something or he, when he was in the 7th grade, he learned the fact that bodies were hidden in these ceilings.
No, I've never, ever learned that. And
Before he goes to work
kind
at
of
Gilly Do,
fascinated.
he pops on the internet real quick on the old, I don't know what they'd call the internet in Scotland. I'd like to call
internet.
Anyway, I'm getting a little drunk. So sorry, Rue. But they pop on there and they see like images of Gilly Do.
Okay.
One of the images looks like a ceiling from when he was in 7th grade history class. His subconscious is like, we've seen that before. We've seen that before. Where have we seen that before? He goes to sleep and it's like, bodies are falling. All the bodies on the floor. All the bodies on the
It was a ghost. It's ghost. All of it's ghostly.
So you think his premonition was a ghost?
I think he is tapped into another world.
Oh. Okay.
Premonition. He sees things from the past.
So premonitions are ghosts.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm also kind of drunk and have to pee.
Listen, Rue, normally we're a lot tighter than this. Ask the other Rue.
Your arguments are pissing me off
would
at
say
this point.
No. Oh, shoot. We've reached that threshold.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's no debunking any of those stories.
Is it because they're so good?
They were so good.
No, my debunks.
No, it's because those stories were so good. And you're like, just White Lotusing it up over here. Just getting in there and digging deep. And I'm like, well, shut up.
Oh,
we both
it makes
agreed.
Too much sense, doesn't it?
We both agreed. No, it does not. No, it does not.
I got it real riled up. Okay, we better end this really quickly. But listen, here's what I'll say.
Okay.
Before she gets real pissed off, is that again, this is just one humble person's opinion.
Humble.
He is on fire tonight.
Oh.
Listen, I really do mean that. It's just my little bitty opinion. It doesn't mean anything. It's a drop in a big old bucket. Would you like to hear about the fan favorite tonight?
I'd love to hear about the fan favorite. Thank you, Rue, for writing in.
Yes. Thank you, Rue. Thank you, David. What great stories, though. I'll say that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So our fan favorite tonight is my lovely Aunt Karen.
Oh,
No, that sounds like I've just
feels like she should be my
nepotism.
Aunt Karen.
No, she's not. She's on James's side.
Oh, okay.
It sounds like nepotism, but it's not. Because let me tell you, Aunt Karen is a badass. Like Aunt Karen, I don't even know. She's one of those like unicorn people that just says what needs to be said at the right time in person, but also like in social media. Like all of a sudden I'm like maybe feeling like helpless or like hopeless about this world. And then she'll post something just so empowering. And I'm like, that's right, Karen.
Nice.
Let's get it. But in person, she's also amazing. Like one of the most warm, friendly people you've ever met. She's just a badass.
She's
awesome. Badass. And that's why I told her I was picking her. Also, I have no idea if she listens to the podcast, but I do know she's in our Facebook group. And I think that maybe this will make her become a listener.
There you go.
And I'm down for it, Karen. Aunt Karen, if you would like to listen, then come on in.
You should.
You're a fan favorite this week.
Literally takes nothing at this point.
Hey, it takes being a badass.
Well, sure.
I wouldn't pick like an Aunt Karen I didn't like.
True.
I'm picking an Aunt Karen that is
But
out
I mean,
there doing
as
things.
related to fan favorite things, takes nothing.
You know what? I am her fan. I'm a fan of Aunt
Taking a
Karen.
new meaning. Got it.
It can take whatever fucking meaning it wants. It's my segment, bitch.
Okay, got it.
I can twist it and turn it any way I want.
You sure do.
I do, sure do. Oh, which is probably why she's so shocked. She's like, what?
Why? What a weird move.
Oh, I love it. Oh, but I did tell her, I just think she's awesome. And she said, well, thank you. I have no idea how you've come up to this conclusion, but wow. Thanks. Oh, Aunt Karen, I love you.
Gosh.
But I did tell her it's just because I think she's amazing. And she is actually very, very humble. We should all be more like Aunt Karen. When I say we, I mean me. Okay. So she is plugging an organization called www.tinykittens.com. This org in Canada, I have been in association with for a few years now. They rescue cats and kittens. Wow, you honor me. And then
Did you say in Canada?
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
I know. To all of our
Aunt Karen in Canada?
I don't think that Aunt Karen's all the way up in Canada, but she's up there north. She's pretty
okay.
north up.
Pretty north up. She's pretty north up than Aunt Karen.
We have been drinking for so long. Stop. Everybody else knew what I meant except for you.
No, I knew what you meant. Doesn't mean it didn't sound dumb.
Oh, shit. Aunt Karen is listening.
Sorry, Aunt
Get
Karen.
it together. I was so proud we didn't talk about like dildos tonight.
Oh,
And here we are. Okay. We had very little labia talk.
I know. I did talk about a tool, and you asked if it was in my nightstand, so we kind of talked about dildos.
Oh, shit. Good memory. That was so long ago. I feel like it was hours and hours ago.
It was.
Oh, but anyway, I just said, how could I not? You're a badass, and keep speaking your truth. And she was like, I'm speechless, gobsmacked. Thank you. Thank you. So you are so welcome, Aunt Karen. Get on in here.
Yeah,
You're a
start
fan favorite.
listening.
Yeah, start listening. I'm pretty sure she's in the Facebook group.
Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Your justification was that she was in the Facebook group. And now you're like, I don't know. I know her.
I'm related. Oh, she is. First Karen to pop up.
Oh my God.
Oh, but listen, also, I know that she is because I can remember her posting on something. And that's what made me think she'd be.
Sure.
Oh, also, Sarah Milliken, the comedian that David posted.
Oh, yeah. She's hilarious.
I mean, if you have not listened to her.
No, she pops up every once in a while, like on my feed. And
Yes.
I always stop for her because she's so funny.
Yes, David, thank you so much for that little gift. I love watching her. I had never seen that stand up.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I was like peeing my pants, laughing so hard. It was so funny. So yeah, if you have not heard of the, I'm sorry, Aunt Karen. Thank you. I don't know if we wrapped that up.
I know it was a weird jump, actually.
Well,
I'm confused.
I was scrolling on Facebook for a second. I saw that. I was like, oh yeah, I wanted to mention that.
Squirrel.
It's gotten bad
We
lately.
gotta go, guys.
Okay, well, go ahead, Erin. Take it away.
Oh, thank you, Aunt Karen, for being such a big fan.
You're amazing.
Oh yes, you are amazing. I've heard
You're a
about
badass.
you for years.
Yes.
I'm glad to know you're such a fan. And
She is now. Go ahead.
right.
Go ahead.
Okay. If you would like to, be if you would like to be a fan favorite, all you have to do is join our Facebook group at some point. You don't even have to listen.
Oh shit.
Our
Stop making me
socials
laugh.
are Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You can go to our website at myskepticalsister.com to find our Patreon information. $3 a month gets you bonus content every week. It gets you a sticker, a magnet. $5 a month gets you all that, plus our monthly movie night. And free gets you bonus content if we have an extra Wednesday, like a 5th Wednesday of the month, which we do in April. So join us. You can also write in on our website. You can find our P.O. Box information, and you can write in directly at myskepticalsister@gmail.com. You can rate, review, subscribe. You can check out our website for merch, because hopefully that's up by now. It should be up by now.
That's what I was just about to say.
I think it's going to be up by the time you're hearing this. I think it's up.
Perfect.
I think. Check that out. We love you guys, and we will talk to you next week.
Au revoir.
La 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 la.
What if they know?
What the hell?
Oh, it's turning.
Oh, hello.
Oh, it's Sophie.
That's okay. That was so scary.
Get on in here. Tell us a ghost story.
We-
Oh, was all of that recording?
No.
Oh my God, thank goodness. I'd like really just got an
I don't know where we left off. I don't know if it's easier just to start over completely. That's probably the best way.
Yeah, with your story, not
Yeah.
the whole podcast.
I should really be doing these goodbyes.
Shut up. Talk about humble.